The homeschool moms who seem the most grounded, they don't have easier lives than you. They're just anchored differently. And for a long time, I didn't know what that meant. But I started noticing small things, little habits, little mindset shifts, and slowly my homeschool started to feel less loud. In this video, I want to share those little things with you. There have been seasons in my homeschool where I felt like I was constantly being pulled in 10 directions. The baby needs me, one child needs help reading, another is waiting on math, the house is talking to me, dinner is coming, and my own mind starts spiraling before the day has really even begun. So what I've had to learn is this. If I do not tend to my mind, I will lead my homeschool from stress instead of steadiness. And that changes everything. These are some of the small things that have genuinely helped me stay grounded in this season. The first thing is, if I start the day in reaction mode, I usually stay in reaction mode. For me, one of the biggest shifts has been trying to meet with the Lord before the full weight of the day sits on my shoulders. Not in some polished, perfect way. Sometimes it is just a few quiet minutes with my Bible, a notebook, and an honest prayer like, Lord, help me steward this day well. That small act reminds me of something. I am not the savior of this home. I am a steward. And that alone brings me back down. I am a much steadier homeschool mom when I begin grounded in truth instead of urgency. And once my heart is anchored, the next thing that helps is getting everything out of my mind. A cluttered mind makes everything feel heavier than it is. There was a time when I was trying to carry everything in my head. Homeschool plans, cleaning tasks, errands, what each child needed, ideas I didn't want to forget, things I needed to follow up on, and it made me feel mentally noisy all the time. So now, one of the simplest things I do is write it down. I do a brain dump. I write the tasks, the worries, the reminders, the ideas, all of it. Because sometimes the problem is not that there is too much to do. It is that I'm trying to hold too much in my mind at once. Writing things down helps me stop carrying everything internally. Honestly, when I first started to do this, I had 50,000 different notebooks and post-its of things that I had written down. I eventually realized I needed a place built for this, not a generic planner, but something that could hold my homeschool, my home, and my mental load in one place. That's actually why I created my planner. It is a homeschool and home management planner because I just felt like you can get a homeschool planner, you can get a home management planner, but I am more than just a homeschool teacher. I am more than just a homemaker. I am all that and more. And so having one planner that truly could help me navigate all these different facets of my life is just something that I felt was incredibly needed for me and for other homeschool moms like me. I'll have my planner linked in the description if you want to check it out. But once things are out of my mind, I can usually see much more clearly what actually matters today. Pressure can turn homeschooling into survival mode. There are seasons when I was putting so much pressure on the day. We needed to do every subject. Everything needed to go according to plan. Everybody needed to have a good attitude. And I needed to keep the house together too. And that kind of pressure made me more anxious, more sharp, and honestly less present. Now I try to ask a simpler question. What matters most today? Sometimes that is math and reading. Sometimes it is conversation with one child. Sometimes it is choosing peace over pushing. Not every day has to carry the full weight of the entire homeschool vision. And when attitudes start slipping, mine included, I have learned I need a reset. Sometimes the atmosphere needs to shift before anything else can. There are times when I can feel the attitudes in the room going sideways. Sometimes it is the kids. Sometimes, if I am honest, it is me. And one really small thing that helps is turning on Christian music. I love listening to music that lifts my mind back up to the Lord and resets the atmosphere. Even something like Force Frank. It helps me pause, breathe, and shift the tone in the room. It is not magic, but it does help interrupt the spiral. Sometimes a reset is not complicated. Sometimes it is simply changing what is filling the room and what is filling your mind. And honestly, that idea that small habits can change the atmosphere of a home is something I talk about more in my workshop called 5 Tiny Habits for a Peaceful Home, even when life feels loud. It's where I walk through the simple habits that help bring calm back into a busy home. And if that sounds like the season that you're in, I will also have that linked in my description for you guys. The next thing I realized is that neglecting yourself completely does not make you more faithful. It usually makes you more depleted. One thing I've been trying to do is one small thing for myself every day. Not a huge routine, just one small act of care. Sometimes this is doing my skincare. Sometimes it is making my milk tea. Sometimes it is reading a little bit of a book. Little things like that help me feel human again. And I have noticed when I completely neglect myself, I start showing up fried, not wholly, just fried. Small acts of care help me serve from a fuller place. And one thing that helps me stay grounded more than anything is remembering what we're actually doing here. When I only look at what I didn't get done, I lose sight of what God is doing. Some days in homeschool feel unimpressive. We didn't finish everything. The house is still lived in. Someone cried during school. Someone got skipped. But when I step back, I remember something. We are not just checking boxes. We are building a life. We are discipling hearts. We are teaching our children in the middle of real life. That perspective grounds me. Faithfulness is often quieter than we expect. A lot of the transformation that has happened in my homeschool has not been loud. It has been quiet. Pausing before reacting, writing things down, turning on worship music, making a milk tea, washing my face, reading a few pages, remembering what matters most. Little things. But little things done consistently can really change the atmosphere of a home and the posture of a mom's heart. If you're in a loud season, this is your reminder. You don't have to do everything today. Just take the next faithful step. If you want support building rhythms that actually work, my planner and my workshop are both linked below. They're designed for real homeschool life, not a perfect one. And before you go, drop one thing in the comments that helps keep you grounded. I genuinely love reading those.